So, Scott, give us a quick idea of what your background is. And I need you to literally just be that far away from
I'm a 42-year entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I built an 11,000 agent team at EXP Realty.
Okay.
I'm really involved in T7X and the Trusted Smart Blockchain.
How long have you been involved?
About a year.
Year. And why did you decide to get involved with this, since it couldn't have made sense to you at first? I mean, it just sounded like, crypto, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You're in real world buying and selling houses. That you understood. You understood fiat. You understood going to the bank, getting financing, and closing a deal. Yeah. So how the hell did somebody convince you, out of all the years of wisdom and experience that you have, that there was another way to do it?
Well, that's a great question. I think my favorite thing about this project is when I see the light bulb go off for somebody.
Right.
Because I know once they see it,
yeah,
they can't unsee it.
Well, that's what I want in this podcast today, is for that light bulb to go off on the people that are listening, for them to actually get what the hell you people are talking about.
So here's the way I look at it.
Please.
From an entrepreneurial perspective, is the guys that have put this together are the most genius. They've built the most genius thing in the financial world I've ever seen in my life.
What is it?
It is a blockchain that manages real world assets, where we get to participate in the transactions that they have to make.
So it's a REIT?
No.
It's not a REIT.
It is not a REIT.
But you own real estate.
There's absolutely no way you're going to be able to know what this is, because it doesn't exist. There's going to be no, like, it's this.
No.
We're going to say,
you're going to tell us what it is, because it does exist.
He's exactly right. I mean, this does not exist before now. So
right.
You have to come in with a totally clean slate.
All right, you've invented the wheel.
If you come in,
you've walked in, and you're trying to explain to people, okay, this thing is going to be useful.
So have you ever been to Dave & Buster's?
Never. I'm Canadian.
Have you ever been to a casino?
I have.
So when you walk into a casino, what do you give them?
All my money.
And what do they give you?
Nothing in return, but a little bit of pleasure, hopefully.
Well, what are you trying to get?
Some free drinks, a win, a chance to win.
But what are they handing you?
They're handing you chips.
Thank you.
Chips.
Those chips. And when you leave, do you want to have more chips or less chips?
I want more chips.
Okay. And those
so
chips are not worth anything
outside of the casino. Right. Okay.
But when you leave that casino, what can you do with those chips?
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
When you leave the casino with the chips?
On your way out. When you're walking out the door.
You can cash them in.
You can cash them in for
I thought you meant after I'm out the door.
No. While you're
worth nothing to anybody else.
Right. No, across the street, they're not going to take them.
Right.
That's right.
But in that casino, if you won more than you lost, when you leave, you can turn that into cash, walk out on the street and buy a cheeseburger.
Those are the tokens.
Those are the tokens.
Got it. So now we've got the first portion of what this thing is, tokenization, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's go to the next level. So how I've got a building I want to buy that's got 800 units in it. How do I buy that building with chips?
So, well, you could turn them into cash and go buy the building if you earned enough chips to do so. But you got to remember, our chips are not involved in the assets.
Okay.
We don't care if the assets win or lose. We don't care we want them to win because we want them to keep buying. We want them to keep using. We want them to keep transacting. But we don't have to have them win, because they're going to transact on our blockchain, win or lose.
Okay, so
everything he said is right and true, every single word.
Right.
But the house is being built from the wrong way.
Clarify.
For your audience.
Clarify.
Is that okay?
Clarify.
But it was because the question made you build it that way, right?
No.
Right? Fair?
I mean, I'm coming at it from the downside, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Now look at it from the
No,
upside.
I want you to clarify, but remember, Mike knows.
Let's build. We have to build this from the angle that the person watching this is going to get it.
Yeah.
Because this is a very
Talk to me
concept.
like I'm 10 years old.
Okay, well, I don't think a 10-year-old should be buying.
Talk to me like.
But I guess okay. So let's start with why.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good start.
Yeah.
Started with worst things.
There you go. Okay. You could start with the problem. Or
that's where I'm going.
All right, let's start with that. What's the problem? Let's define
here's a problem. Okay, America, it's a good country. We have a capital market, right? Structures, and we raise money. I want to build a bigger business, and I don't have the capital, so I got to go do what?
Borrow it.
I got to go borrow it. I got to raise money. Well,
Here,
the
if you
normal.
can't handle the microphone responsibility, I'll do it.
He can't talk without his hands.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Well, okay, so you got to raise it, and companies want to expand. We want to build a bigger hotel or a bigger business.
Right.
Okay.
So they need to raise cash.
Got to raise cash. Well, the normal way has been what?
Go borrow it from a bank.
Okay, and if that doesn't work, who do you borrow from?
Friends, investors.
And if that doesn't work, you need to borrow a lot of cash. Where do you go?
The mafia?
Stock market.
Stock market. There we go. You go public.
Right.
Okay. And part of public markets, in theory, are great because you can offer your offering to the public, and they say, "I like that idea," and they can buy the stock. Right. That's the good old American dream. It's a good thing. Except it's not.
It sucks.
It sucks because the same guys that charge you, hey, little sea turtle, you're a $50 million market cap, and they'll charge you $5 million. We'll get you listed. Tell me all about your challenges. Challenge. And they tell all their buddies about your challenges. And I'm going to generalize a tad, but then you go public and it's your grand day and you're super excited and you feel awesome and you go public and then this. Why?
Because they can.
That's right. Because some big boy, because they don't have to have actual settlement. Some big boy says, here's all the problems, easy to short them. You think about the people who've been holding those shares this whole time. What are they going to do when they finally have a liquidity event? For the people in the audience, it means they can get some money from the early investments.
Sure.
What do?
You're going to sell.
Okay, but if I'm a big boy and I have a thing called a naked short selling, it means I don't have to own something to sell it. So I'm going, I think these guys are going to sell, so I might as well sell too, and then buy back in when
When it goes up.
it goes down.
Oh.
And in public markets, you don't have to own it to sell it.
Right.
And your audience might not know that. Your audience might be, most people don't know this. Because if they did, they'd get pitchforks and they'd burn down City Hall.
No, you're referring to shorting something.
Naked short selling. I am. And that's a real problem, is it not?
It should be criminal.
It should be criminal.
It has killed tens of thousands of dozens of great companies.
Why?
Because they can destroy your company by selling it and taking the price down, and now you can't raise additional capital. You can't operate.
That's right.
You know, it is organized crime. The stock market should be illegal.
And the crazy part here's the the person watches this. Here's the nuts part. I want my company to.
There's
do
something
this.
more nuts about this.
This problem isn't a small one. So like Matt fixing a
going on
huge
for
problem, but we want our companies to look like this, right? Get better, EBITDA, actually owning stuff, actually doing business. We're Americans that want to do business and help the world.
Sure.
And then your stock's going down because someone's selling a synthetic thing they don't even actually own, and you have to go raise more capital just to look good. You know how many people that's happened to? And then they're like little baby sea turtles all the way to the beach, and the big boys are going gobble gobble. And I won't say companies like Jane Street. I won't say the companies.
No.
Well, I of course, like you would never want to generalize, but like you just look at these guys that have made a fortune off of leeching off the American dream.
And there's another major problem too for the people that raise the cash, and that is when you raise cash, when you go to your friends and family, or let's say you get a Reg D. So you go to the SEC. By the way, for your audience doesn't know, a Reg D allows you to go raise money from accredited investors, which means they have to be worth $1 million or more, or
minus
you can't
their
talk to
estate,
them.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So you go raise all the money. Let's say you have 50 of these guys. Inevitably, when you do that, 20% of them are going to want out in the first 6 to 9 months. How are you going to get them out? How are you going to get them their money back?
You tell us.
Well, you can't, because your business ain't built yet, and then there's not secondary. But that's where we'll cross into confusing the audience, right?
Yeah.
That's why let's build this house in a way.
But don't you sell it in a way that they can't get out? Like there's a 2-year hold on any share.
You're about to get. Hey, a lot of people are, but we ain't, because we ain't a lot of people. That's why when my light bulb went off on this, I said I'm a competent guy that knows this stuff, and I think I'm going to go have a. But anyways, let's try to do this in a way that's, because this is complicated. This is new.
It is.
So,
I mean,
but we
the
started,
concept of
but right now, we're
tokenization,
just-
buying a house with almost like a crypto concept, but it sounds like it's different than like
It's
you're.
totally different.
It's very
But we're
different,
building
but
right.
it is the same in a lot of ways.
We're covering the why first, though.
Okay,
so let's be careful.
let's do that.
We're covering the why. Okay, this problem.
Yeah.
Personal friend did He's taking huge companies, went public, helped them get funded. Extremely competent, traditional Wall Street guy.
Right.
And he goes like, "Ain't gonna happen to me." Ring the bell, Nasdaq twice, and then hold up. So we got a real problem, don't we?
And when he goes, that means the shorts hit him.
Naked shorts.
Over and over.
And it's probably some guys.
Drove his price down.
There's probably some guys in the golf course saying, "Hey, your X name launched a company. Okay, let's short him. Why? Well, I heard that maybe he was blah blah." I won't act.
Well, and here's the even crazier thing: when my short's about to expire, I'm just going to sell my short to you,
Right.
And you're selling it to my buddy here, and then he's going to sell it back to me, and we're just going to keep this thing going.
And it never gets settled. But
as long as we want to.
So that problem, it got personal for Matt and a friend of ours. It got personal when it hits you home, right? Then we finally do something about it, right?
Yeah.
You know, we have something crazy happen. We finally get emotional about it. So
Sure.
he said, "I'm going to fix the problem." And the problem was hypothecation, which means naked short, like selling things you don't own and leverage and all this. And I'm not going to go into that. But how do you do that? Well, one thing about cryptocurrency that's really cool is there's instant settlement. You have to own it to sell it.
Yeah.
So in a
can't
genius
short it.
plan, you can't because you got to own it.
Yeah.
Unless you go on exchanges where it's a centralized order book and they took the old system and just made it faster.
Yeah. There,
Which they did.
if you just
They just
take the
lubed 'em up a
same
bit, you know?
broken system
Yeah.
and you move it to a new form, you still have the same problems.
Except faster.
The reason tokenization on the right platform is brilliant is because you eliminate the crooks, the bullshit, the shorting. Get rid of that, and now you have something that will let companies thrive, let small and medium businesses rock and roll with the big boys.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is
It's called a peer-to-peer exchange.
it's a peer-to-peer
where you're
exchange, but is this
connecting
like a
with the
new
buyer
stock
and the
market?
seller.
Hold up. Let me summarize that. Kind of.
It's,
But
it's a new exchange.
new exchange because you can't say stock market, digital asset, I want to say the official
It's
terms.
a new exchange.
Because
Yes.
but
That's the
technically
correct
exchange
terminology.
exchange licenses
All
in
right.
America
Now,
or digital
okay.
whatever.
So first of all, for years we've been hearing about crypto exchanges.
Yes.
Binance, for as an example,
Yep,
and there's been
yep.
others that have come and gone, and some got sued.
Coinbase is probably the most popular
Yeah.
one.
Sure.
You want me to give you a distinct difference? What the difference is?
Yeah,
What's a distinct difference?
yeah,
We're not letting Hop to a coin on. We're not letting chicken coin on and all this absolute criminal
Fart
stuff.
coin.
The stuff that should be. I love Bitcoin. I'm kind of a Bitcoin maximalist.
yeah.
We should not let this happen. We
Yeah.
are letting scammers in an industry that's going to change the world. And
Well, there's what
inevitable.
7,000 coins
There's
in
way
them.
more than that. Like
Now there's
there
more
might be
than-
7,000 made this month.
Right.
Yeah.
But so
That's
so
true.
and so
How's Trump coin doing?
I think Trump coin was one of the single biggest mistakes, and Trump didn't launch it. He licensed his name like he's done everything else. But an exchange needed to be made where
Yeah.
instant settlement was a standard. Go look at
Okay.
great football teams, standard, real settlement.
All right.
But that doesn't really exist. Why?
All right.
Well, it doesn't exist. You know why?
Why?
There's not a lot of because I heard a great man once say, public markets, they're really good for speculators, not so good for investors.
Yeah.
Never forgot that. So, okay, we're going to build an exchange. And I say I'm talking about the
Sure.
powers that be, T7X. That exchange is going to be for one very specific niche. It's not for meme coins. It's for the tokenization of shares of companies on chain.
Real companies.
Real companies, and I'll get to exactly why, but real companies.
So
Because when you
Coca-Cola.
have shares,
Coca-Cola.
too big
Apple.
for our exchange, too big, because we have a specific niche. We're not
All
trying
right.
to be everybody. We're
So what would be a typical customer?
$50 million company in valuation that has assets.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to do it slowly because these people, I want them to understand this. About $50 million valuation company has assets, can pay dividends, and has a compliant and a smart team. Well, what can you assume if a company has assets and can pay dividends? What's a good assumption?
Stable.
Stable.
Successful.
Successful.
Yeah, especially if they've been doing it for a period of time, right?
But if
But there's another key ingredient.
There's a
that we
very
require them all to do,
that
and that's the biggest thing. Having gone through it personally myself, I can tell you it's not easy, but it's very doable. If you're a good person, if you've got financial audits, and you can go to the SEC, you can file for a Reg A,
Yeah.
which allows you to go now get money from credited and non-accredited investors.
Is this like a
Yes.
pre-IPO or an IPO?
You have to be
or-
careful in the terminology.
That's what
but-
I'm trying to
But
understand.
it's a lot like an S1. I mean, you have to. I mean, we're talking.
You're talking
Okay,
terminology.
so
What's
let
an
me
S1?
go more. Okay, what you just said is exactly right. But let me. I think there's one step that we got to be
Is
careful.
Blue
of.
Sky fit into this somewhere?
I'm so ADD, you'll kill me. 1 second. $50 million company, check.
Yeah,
Has assets,
Yeah.
check. Can pay dividends,
Yeah.
check. Ponzi schemes can do that.
yeah.
Do you want to be a Ponzi scheme? Do you want to be part
No.
of a Ponzi scheme?
No,
I don't.
no.
So how do we make sure we're not part of a Ponzi scheme? We're not part of companies that are just doing Birdie Madoff stuff.
How?
Audit. How do you audit? Well, you run it through an SEC compliant registration. And you know what about is invasive.
Wait a minute. Bernie Madoff was that?
I understand. But you get
He
what I
ran
mean.
the SEC.
But yeah, it's a little different. You know, it's
It's
like
a little different.
Let me-
Yeah.
He ran
it's
the
like when the police themselves. But anyways, but we want to have companies tokenization of their shares that aren't just trust me, bro, like 90% of crypto. And I don't mean to offend the crypto viewers because I'm like a Bitcoin maxi. I like
Yeah.
crypto. I think it's awesome and innovative. There's a million reasons. There's probably thousands of coins that deserve to exist.
So are you guys the exchange, or do you actually have a crypto coin?
Very important. I'll get to it. I promise.
Yeah.
Everyone word repeat. 50 million asset backed because we're getting deeper. 50 million asset backed, dividend paying companies. We're not full of crap. We're not valuating grandma's chair.
What about the governance?
at $5 million?
We
And
can
we're
go
compliant,
get
compliant, compliant.
And we do a background check.
And if you
Okay.
go Google ChatGPT Reg A annually,
Yeah.
but allows what you just said so eloquently, accredited and non-accredited investors.
But
Which
in all
means-
reality, they can have all of that and still lose money and still fail as a
Of course,
business.
that's called
That's
capitalism.
risk.
That goes back to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
So
We
so-
want businesses that'll win.
Yeah.
We want businesses that have passed the Reg A. We at least know that, hey, these guys are serious. They passed an audit. They did a background check. You know, they're not terrorists.
they're not backed by
Right.
Right?
Trust me, bro.
So we've covered all of that. Now we're going to put them, they're going to go raise capital.
Right.
That's
Yes.
what they wanted to do in the beginning.
That's what they wanted to do. Now they're raising
But
capital.
they're already a successful business.
Right.
They're already paying dividends, but they want to grow, they want to expand, or they're looking for a liquidity event.
Now, do they
take
have to
money
be
out
a
of their
product, a service? Do they have to own real estate? What kind of
You
business?
have to make real money. Like
Right.
what is business? You got to make real money.
Right.
Hold on, let me tell
It's
you.
a real world asset. Can you take it to the bank and somehow turn it into
So-
money?
But
Okay.
that non-accredited investor thing, we can't just sweep over. 90% of crypto
That's right.
companies
That's right.
are
So
raising money.
basically, you
They're
guys-
raising money illegally.
So your exchange, I
Okay.
purchased. I'm
The
trying
exchange
to
that
follow
our
this. Okay.
community is engaging with.
So
is the right term.
you're going to explain nodes in a moment,
I promise I will.
but basically, I would be buying into your basket. You're creating the basket based on your expertise and deciding what you're investing in. So I invest in your exchange. You guys do the investing.
You're
Nope.
jumping ahead.
Nope.
That's what I'm trying to
The
The
understand.
answer is no.
You're
no,
going to
no.
have
Okay.
to wait a minute to get that.
Yep.
answer.
Okay.
Because we just want to make the chair proper.
Okay.
So the answer is no. First, not my exchange. It's not mine. It's I'm a community member that is going to leverage that exchange. But
Okay.
we got that exchange ready to rock. It looks good. Okay, we got companies that are raising money. We got some strategic relationships in the ecosystem that can help companies do it. So now, if you're a company, you're happy, right? You raise some money, did it in a compliant way. It ain't as cheap as a Reg D, but at least you got the grandma's seal of approval. And now we can go raise money. And people feel good about it.
And don't forget, people can also liquidate their
That's right.
investment.
Because it's an exchange and because
Yeah.
of the manner in which we registered.
Right.
Secondary trading's allowed.
Well, how is this different than the S&P 500?
Well, so it's one we trade 24/7, 365. Another one is
Well, that was like currencies and commodities.
that's probably the token that we're going to refer to is a lot more like a currency and commodity. We're not
Right.
talking about securities. I'm not going to be selling securities at all in this presentation,
This whole
But-
thing is about commodities and currencies.
and I'll get to that.
All right.
So you got.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
promise.
Painting half of the picture. Now we're going to
Am I
switch
paying?
gears.
You getting it?
Yeah,
It's
you
good.
got it.
Okay,
You
so
got
it. All right.
so you got the exchange, and you got a way for companies to raise capital, which fixes problem number one, which is getting screwed on Wall Street, right? And well, at least on Wall Street, you only get screwed from like 9 a.m. to 3, and in crypto,
And then
in
you
crypto,
go lick your wounds for
24/7.
Well,
You
no,
go
no.
back and do it again.
you go do illegally, just double up in
Just-
crypto.
you're
it's like-
forgetting the next part is the Asian exchange and the UX. So it's 24.
yeah, of
That's
course.
good point.
We all are. What was
If
it?
you're
Mattresses
addicted, you
or
can go
love pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's UK. can't be an entrepreneur. You can't be an entrepreneur.
The
if you're not
poker
a master.
table, the blackjack table is open 24 hours.
Anyone who's ADD right now is enamored by this convo, but they're looking at it like mine.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, mama. So you have this exchange that is a creative 24/7, 365 compliant. Most companies have reciprocation because America is one of the bigger markets.
All
So
right.
you go, okay, cool. We got a place. I want you to pretend we got a company funded. Call it $50 million. Easy math. Everybody agree on the
Let's
math?
all four start a company.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we're going to call it.
Yeah.
We're going to call it. I don't know what we're going to call it.
We're going to call it.
Hold
we're gonna
this for a
compete
minute.
with-
I got you.
we're
San Juan. You know.
Since we're on a cruise line, Sir Branson, which
Yeah.
is cool. He
Yeah.
came out and met us yesterday.
Yeah, that was pretty
let's,
nice
Let's
of him.
start our own cruise ship.
Yeah,
I agree.
that sounds respectful.
No.
To start a cruise line on someone else's cruise line. No, we got a lot of good ideas. Hold up. We got a lot of good
We're not
ideas on
going to
this.
do that. We're just.
We
we're,
did.
Wait, did you not get great ideas on the cruise? I bet you there are things you thought you'd do later. Let's do it. Hands in. Start a cruise line.
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
go.
Boom. I got a wealthy friend.
All right.
We can get deals. We got a boat now. We got a company. Fast forward. We got a $50 million idea that
Yeah.
we got some assets. We got some boat parts. We got some stuff. We took other companies and we made a special purpose vehicle for the purpose of this.
All right.
You guys feel good about this?
Yeah.
Okay, our cruise line is called CLC, Cruise Line Coin.
Like it.
All right.
We got
Does it float?
funded. No, it's good right now, but it's growing. But we believe we can pay 10% dividends. We think that we're going to print.
Okay.
Cruise Line Coin is now approved. Everybody, let's call the exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, we got approval. We did our
Better than that, we've already got one boat making money. We're paying
We do.
dividends.
We do.
We want to go build another boat.
Hey, that's right. So we want to grow. So now Cruise Line Coin has got approval, is listing on the exchange. Okay.
Okay, listen, you're using sort of a fake and a surrealistic type of an idea. So if you don't mind, we have a guy right here.
Okay.
He's in building up a huge company.
Okay.
And he's got a real world plan. So
Okay.
ask him about what he's doing,
Yep.
and then you tell us how it would apply to what he's up to.
Ooh.
Great
I
tie-in.
love that.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Good segue.
And
Good job.
and now we're really on the hot mic, and
Right.
we're going to really do a good, hopefully a presentation to give you a compelling argument why you should do it.
There you
You
go.
deal? So you're
Absolutely.
going to be genuinely
Yeah.
open-minded.
Yeah.
Let's roll. Okay, let's do
Okay.
it. Okay, so go ahead.
All right. So I am building a master plan community. It's going to be $1 billion master plan community.
Let's go.
It's going to, in that is 50 million of real estate, of which we're picking up at 50 cents on the dollar,
That's good.
right? Because people look at it like this, they see a house on a piece of land. We look at it, we see an apartment building on that same piece of land.
Got it.
So we're in the money on day one, but we need that 25 million. We've got a lot of the development money coming in.
Okay.
The government comes in and gives us cheap money because we're helping solve the housing crisis.
So
That's
hang on.
our
So what
mission.
you're doing is you're going around knocking on people's doors, say, I want to buy your house, and you buy a whole bunch of them, creating a land assembly, and then you have to
Right.
then go to the city and ask for a rezoning so that you can put up some multifamily or a higher density. Is that correct?
That's right. But
All right, so now you've gotten ahead and you've done that. So you've got all these deals in the works where people have agreed. So now what you're doing? What's next?
well, one of the things is we don't fight City Hall.
No.
Because you learn a few things over 4 decades in the business, right?
No comment.
You do not fight City Hall. We go to where they want the apartment buildings. If they don't want the apartment building there, we don't buy the house there,
Nice.
right? So now what we need is, first of all, we need that 25 million
Right.
to get the rest of the land. And then when we have the land, then the government kicks in with cheap funding. Everything else
So what
rolls
you're
up.
saying is that you've got now 50 people have agreed to sell you their place. You get maybe a 2-year close, so that now you got to put together the cash to actually pay them so that you can do the entire deal. Is that correct?
Correct.
So what you're looking for is the 25 million bucks or 50 million bucks to actually close that. Now,
Correct.
when you've already spoken to the city, they said, yeah, if you can put this together, this is what we want. And you've already talked to developers, and they're saying, if you can put this together, then we will go ahead and build something here.
Correct.
Now, how does this fit into what you're trying to do?
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Because we're dialoguing. So why not go to Wall Street? I mean, I got popcorn ready.
Yeah. Because of the corruption in the financial markets.
What?
Yeah, it's
Shocked
true.
face?
I'm sorry to have
I'm gonna
to
get
break
sued.
it to you, but that's the way it is.
He's gonna get sued.
Every
We're all gonna
He's the one who gave me all these ideas.
every step along the way is corrupt, and they don't care about the individual.
Let me ask you a really important
Amen.
question. If
Yeah.
there was a chance,
What he said is very important right there.
the
Have you caught it?
individual,
If
the
what?
individual
Well, say
part,
that again.
I'd have to remember what I just
You,
said.
what
he
was
cares
the
about
point
the
that you want to?
individual.
He
Yeah.
said
They
don't
actually care.
about the individual.
They don't.
The individual doesn't exist in
Right.
the world.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's good to know.
So if there was a
Not really good.
if there's
to
a
know,
chance, okay, let's just say there's a chance that there's a better way, genuinely.
but- So what
being
would that?
created.
What better way be?
I'll go there. I promise.
Got it.
Let's say there's a chance there's a better way, faster way, a more compliant way, in a world where speed,
expensive way.
less expensive way, and a way led by a competent guy, a
Okay.
competent team. Those are important. Those are all important pieces.
Absolutely.
Then there might be an incentive for a fraction of the money to go do something in a 24/7 manner where it's actual settlement and there's transparency. The question I would really ask genuinely, if it was talking about onboarding the asset, would be: would you be open to go down that path to see if we can do that together?
It's faster and it's better.
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't even buy green bananas anymore. So if you can do it faster and better, I am in.
You know, that's how I met my wife. I found out she could do
Buy
it faster and better. So I was
There
like,
you go.
oh my gosh. Go see the other interview.
Yeah.
so-
Refer back to the first interview
so-
with this guy.
Okay, so we could help. You know, we're gonna help you raise some capital and have some fun. And I say we. There's third parties that will help. We make sure there's all compliant separations. I'm not speaking on behalf of
That's
the company. I'm not speaking on behalf of them.
Yeah.
But we got some contacts and we think we can help you. And you like help in the marketplace?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there we go. So now we're gonna fast forward
Okay.
because I want them to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's fast forward, and you did a great job. We did it. Okay, would you be willing to set aside, and we're going to pretend that we can do 10% dividends to all the people who are purchasing on a pretty consistent basis.
At least.
That's
yeah.
about the average.
We're going to be on average. We're going to be conservative and wise. And we're not
Yeah.
going to overpromise.
Okay.
So now pick a name for a coin, or just pick a 3-letter acronym. I don't care. Just give me 3 letters.
3 letters. We're AA, not
that's-
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Okay,
We're
AA.
affordable apartments.
Okay, so AA. So AA, we got AA coin, and it exists now.
AAC,
AAC.
Affordable Apartments Canada.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay. Now we got an AAC.
AAC.
Yeah.
AAC.
Okay.
AAC. You got the approval. We're going on the exchange. Well, just like any public markets, you're going to need to set a little bit of that aside for consumer protection because you so no one's dumped on the market, like founders or whatever. It's structured, which you take up with the attorneys and do it all compliantly. Let's pretend 10%. Okay.
Okay.
Do you care? We just got you. Let's say that we just got you 50 mil.
Yeah.
Are you willing to set aside a certain portion of it to go in that ecosystem, which you're going to have to do anyway if you go public?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's do it in a different way. Set it aside. And a thing called staked. In crypto, staked means like set aside. Okay. So now,
It's a reserve.
It's a reserve.
It's like sticking it away in an escrow. It's your money, but you've got to hold it.
and I'm just going to pretend for easy math for the audience, we lock it up for 5 years. Okay? Who cares? Now you got what? Now you got 45. And it's
Good.
game time, baby. And you're building, and we're helping the average little guy. Okay. We're about to enter.
This is where the audience really
This-
has to pay
yes.
attention,
Yeah.
because this is where most people miss it.
We're
Right.
moving into the second part of our ecosystem. Okay, so you go from T7X. Now we're moving into the node network. Node network. The 10-second version for people who don't understand nodes, because a node sounds like a banana.
Sci-fi.
But
Sounds
it's-
sci-fi to
sounds
me.
like
I'm
something
going
growing
into
in your
It sounds like a venereal disease, but
Sounds like AI robotics to me.
but a node literally by definition is point of network.
But wait a minute, didn't the Borg have nodes?
I don't know, but I do know that you guys can't be nodophobic because the computer you're watching on is
You
a,
just
is
made up a word.
I did.
You literally
Trademark.
just made up a word and added it to the English language. And you watch now.
Congratulations.
Included.
Let's memorialize the moment. So
The
so don't be
new word.
nodophobic because you're on a computer right now or cell phone, and that's a node in a point of network, which is called the internet.
Sure.
So, and for a long time, people said the internet was stupid. They said, why in the world would you need email?
Wasn't
You got
very
nailed.
long ago, by the way.
Yeah, and if you'd have asked a person who had what the world needed back in the day, they'd have said faster horses,
Sure.
not cars.
Bigger wheels.
So, let
Wider
me
roads.
just say, like, in order to cross to the threshold of nodes, I need your audience to know what they are. Hey, can
Okay.
we take a detour?
And
Yeah.
let's just say this right now. Crypto, right before your eyes, is growing up right
It's
now.
putting his big boy britches on.
It is growing up. And that Reg A that he has to go get to go raise the capital
Right.
Get coin.
and now put his AAC token or coin on the
I
trusted
think it's
smart
technically
chain.
a token if we're getting technical.
It is
Token.
a token.
Yeah.
And so that token is sitting on that blockchain and it's transacting and people can buy and sell his token. So his investors have an out.
Wait a minute. I just had an aha moment. So we create this coin.
AAC.
Use the coin as, let's say I start saying, okay, you say you're going to be creating this coin, and the money.
When I
that
say we, we're talking
when I
about
buy
the
all
exchange.
these coins,
Yeah.
the money goes into this pool. The pool goes to buy or to fund the development of the project, and then the development of the project is backing the coin that I've invested in.
Not exactly. This is different than 90.
This is where the
what
node
you,
is.
What you just saw in this cruise ship,
Yeah.
people have done the same thing over and over and over. You know how I know? Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because I did a Reg D, and I literally had a gold, silver, and copper mine in Bolivia, and I had a $100 million deal signed in Hong Kong, and I was super happy and excited until I realized that it was
Somebody
built.
threw you out of a helicopter?
I did. It felt like it. Felt like it when you have your first picture on Forbes and your company stolen from you.
Matthew
I might.
McConaughey, the
I
movie
might.
Gold, you'll understand.
Well, I might rather get thrown out of a helicopter. People who watch this interview, and if you guys, you know who you are. Anyways, so I know.
Let's go back to the blockchain.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me help
Yeah.
the audience understand exactly what
Sure.
it is, because
Yes.
it's not a venereal disease. Don't be notophobic.
This is where it grows up.
Yes.
And most people miss this. And if you do, none of the other makes sense.
Yes.
And there's no value.
So
Got it.
So let's help the audience understand
So-
why nodes matter.
So let's rewind 1 second. His token is on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Okay.
The node owners are running the blockchain. Think of nodes as, like he said, they're cell phone towers on a cell phone network. They're the infrastructure. All right. Every quarter, the investors that invested in his project, what does he have to do, or what does he have to send them on a quarterly basis?
Dividend check.
Or distributions.
Yeah.
You have to send them distributions. Typically, under a Reg D, how would you do that?
Send them a check.
You would send them a check. You'd go down to the bank and wire them the money,
Right.
right?
Yep.
No.
Not anymore.
You go on the blockchain and you buy the trusted smart coin, which is being mined by the node owners every single day. And you send them that trusted smart coin on the blockchain, which they then can turn into fiat if they want to. But you had to buy the trusted smart coin to pay the distribution. It's a built-in utility for the blockchain. It's built in. How many Bitcoin did you have to buy? How much Ethereum did he have to buy?
Can I permission? It's very good points. They're the most important ones. What you just said is amazing. Permission to go back, because what if a person saw this, and when you say blockchain and Bitcoin and they lost him, what'll happen is 3 minutes later he'll exit this interview. Can I permission to go real quick on that? Why a node even matters? Can I do that?
Yeah, yeah.
With permission, because I love your thought, because it's everything you said is fire. But if you're speaking Chinese, they won't get it. Why a node matters is really important. Don't be nodophobic.
So we went from here to here, and now we're going down.
Yes,
Got
but,
it. No,
but,
it's
but
good.
This is the foundation.
it's so
Yeah.
important. It's so important. It's so important. Okay,
It's
real
like
estate.
explaining E
real-
equals MC squared
Yes.
at this point.
But I
okay?
promise there will be a light bulb
will
moment.
come
If someone watches this whole thing, there's
Yeah.
going to be light bulbs.
Okay.
Okay. You own a real world asset. That's when we refer to RWAs. We're talking about real world asset. That means, you ready? Something God made. It's real estate. God made it, right?
Earth.
Earth.
The best investment on earth.
Buy dirt. Anyways, I won't. Okay, but so we're talking gold, silver, businesses, coffee. I mean, just things that live in existence. And then once upon a time, this wonderful man came and invented the internet. Remember Al Gore? So Al Gore invented the internet. Okay, and thank you, Al Gore. Now we have an internet highway.
For
We have
you Canadians.
if you
Al
don't get
Gore
the joke,
didn't
don't
win
worry.
the election.
I'll bring some more. Don't worry. I'll bring
He didn't win the election.
So we have the internet now. Would any of you argue that the internet isn't real, or it has no value?
What?
Well,
It's like-
Priceless.
the internet was
Can you believe
absolutely,
people said it was
for sure.
worthless?
I could send you interviews on TV making fun of people. Why would we need email when we have mail? Why would we this and that? Once upon a time, it was a popular position to crap on the internet because it was pornography and what and blah blah. And they
Isn't
didn't
it
have any
still?
real value. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But my point is,
It was new and not understood.
that's exactly right. And but the internet is a node network. So none of you are new to nodes, even if you think you are. You're on a node right now. Don't be nodophobic. A node is a point of network. But something happened. We had trillions of dollars on real world, and I hope this is helping. Trillions of dollars of real world. And a new ecosystem got built on top of it called data, called the web. Thank you, Al
Right.
Gore. But you can't own anything on the internet because it kind of sucks because everything can be fraud because it's ones and zeros. So can I send you internet money?
No.
Because ones and zeros can be copied, fair?
Yeah.
So some guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, created the first publicly accepted kind of node network, which is one for ownership. And that day, he gave birth to something beautiful. And I'll tell you why I think it's beautiful. It's because of freedom. Because we no longer have to ask our masters permission to move value. Because if I'm going to do a magic snap and we're all going to turn into nodes. You guys ready? We're going to turn into blockchain nodes. Okay, ready? You want to snap with me, buddy? 2, 3. We're blockchain nodes. Okay, now I want to send this guy
Yeah.
$1.
All right.
But I want to be sneaky and send this guy the same dollar, 10010.
Can't do it.
Well, why not? Because what happens is that transaction goes 10010, 10010. Because I tried to send the same piece of data
Right.
twice,
Twice.
except it was in 4 nodes.
Yeah.
We're talking 200,000s for our project.
Right.
And in Bitcoin, it's tens of millions.
Okay.
And that settlement happens this fast. And it's all public code.
I think it's faster than that.
It depends on the day. Sometimes it's 10 minutes. Trust me, the first time you send 6 figures on the chain,
Wait a minute.
you have less,
For sure.
you have less hair.
Less hair? I can have less hair? I don't believe it.
But you now have a mechanism where no one watching this should be surprised. Oh, is Bitcoin real? Is crypto real? I'm sorry, but you're wrong if you think this is going away. Like, I don't mean to offend the audience, but
No, I agree with you.
You're just wrong. Because every single element of the world is going to be on chain next 5 to 10 years. In the future, our kids aren't going to call this finance. They're not going to call it crypto. They're going to call it finance. This is it. It doesn't have to be called crypto. You know what we took out? The centralized structure where we have to go kiss the ring and ask permission.
It's your money. Why do you have to go kiss the ring?
The best example is title. It's easy for people to understand.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
Okay.
Because you guys are moving into the future, and I just want to
Yes.
show the public how stupid the past is and how
Let's do it.
unreal it is. Okay, if I may. I'm going to use this phone here as a little example. I'd like you all to participate
Sure.
in this little thing, okay? So I owe you $20.
Okay.
You owe him $20.
Yep.
And I'll use my my
You
phone.
just pay him. I
Yeah,
pay the money.
I'll show you. And then you owe me $20. But all I have is $10 right now. Okay, so everybody, I swear to God, when you're watching this, when you understand this, I want you to teach it to every child that you know. So I owe you $20. Here's $10. So how much do I owe you now?
$10.
Okay, you owe him 20. Pay him what you got there.
Okay.
All right, you owe him 20.
Okay.
And you owe me 20. Okay, so now how much do I owe you?
$10.
Here you go. Now you pay him. How much do you owe him?
$10.
All right. And now you pay him. How much do I owe you now?
Square.
We're square.
How much money was spent?
Nothing.
That's the economy, and that's what money is, and people think it's real.
Right. It's just
Now,
money's energy.
now you can go ahead and
So-
explain, because anybody up to this point here who thought that this crypto and all this other stuff and the tokenization was all just a bunch of bullshit, now they understand that money is actually what's bullshit.
Money is energy, and in 1921.
But do you see the point?
I see your point.
Well,
Do you
especially
see how
now that it's not backed by anything?
What's that?
Now that it's not backed by anything.
Nothing happened.
Right.
But everybody's happy.
Right.
Because that's what our currency
It's called
is.
consensus.
Right. It's
we
an
agree.
agreement.
We agree.
So now we're moving into the world of an agreement around currencies that are different.
Yes.
And freedoms that are different, that are decentralized, as the term is.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, so now it's easier for you to go ahead to the next point of node, because now we've just said that everything that we believe to be true up until this point has been bullshit all this time.
But I don't want your audience thinking that I'm like saying, oh, the fiat's all bullshit and this and that. I don't like you to say.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're all in agreement now that the economy and money is all just been a matter of agreements. And that now we're entering into a world of new agreements.
New agreements, I agree with all that.
And it's all about utility.
Yeah.
Can what you gave me, does it have value? Will he accept it?
That's right. That's right.
And he did accept
it.
And the one thing that I want everyone to understand before we move on from nodes, because if your audience doesn't understand nodes, everything else we say is going to go wah, 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 wah.
Right.
Let's just pretend we're not title. Easiest thing to understand in crypto.
Okay.
So easy. Title, we buy a house, we got to go down and get the lady that's going to give us butterscotch candy. But unless they're in Puerto Rico. But you get butterscotch candies, and you're gonna have to pay a fee, an extortion fee to the government because they, to that company, that title company, and they checked it and made sure nothing bad happened to it, and they say, trust me, you're good, and you get a thing, and you get title insurance and all these industries built around it.
And the government gives you nothing, or not the government, but the bank gives you nothing, and then hands another company nothing, and then they receive nothing, and they turn around and buy something else with the nothing. Got it.
But let me ask a really silly question.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Why?
Why are you doing title? Hold up. If you have a system where in literally 1 millisecond you can have absolutely zero fraud, for sure, why do you need 50 layers for title?
That's a good point.
It's the only point, because when you understand this, you'll go, this ain't title. Real world asset, real earth, internet, title on chain. And I don't mean title for house. I'm talking title for money, title for value, title for pharmacy, title for everything. It's over. The centralized models are dying unless we usher them back in under utter stupidity, which is hidden communism. But now we can transact without having to ask for permission.
Right.
I don't think we should. I'm not so much that we think everybody should just be able to do whatever they want. I'm not that guy. So now we have to, we agreed on value. I think we can move on to understand this is tens of thousands, in our specific project, 200,000 plus computers agreeing that this transaction is valid and real. So we have a ledger that does it this fast.
Okay, but now you're going off track again. You were talking about nodes, and none of us have a clue what a node is yet.
A node. In our specific model, it's not your computer. Don't be nomophobic. It's not your computer. A node is a software license. It is a license. Do you have any computer programs running on your computer right now?
Well, I'm an Apple guy. I'm sure I pay somebody. And Final Cut Pro, I pay a license for it. Adobe, I pay a license for it.
But that's on your computer.
Yeah.
And it may be running in the background right now. Is that fair? How much are they paying you?
Nothing.
Well, a node is one of those that pays you in reward. Because what it's doing in the background is processing transactions.
So I own the node, and anything that is transacted through my node, I get paid for.
Well, it's rewarding you. So I need the caveat. Thank you. Thank you. Because the caveat is anyone who runs a node in our specific community that's owned by nobody and owned by everybody, let's call it DAO. We don't go that track right now.
But why do you got to sell nodes? Why not just own them all yourself?
Because that's the old world. That's called bank. You may tell you why. It's called a bank.
You spread it out, right?
Well, no, I'm asking. So you
and I'm being a smart but it's the truth. That's we've done it for thousands of years, and it gives people too much power. And then
look, I don't see a fucking halo over your head. So you're doing this is not just because of a pure generosity.
Heck no. I'm on this Zoom because I get a commission if I sell a node.
Okay, but
I believe in this, baby. Are you kidding me?
You need multiple nodes to be able to create to basically scale this thing.
You need multiple nodes to create authentic, trustless value.
But you also need a lot of cash to be able to create the nodes, because I'm assuming.
No, I bet you the node creation is probably someone who's smart enough and can put that specific thing together. Probably cost them approximately nothing. But that's a question.
You're selling me a node for $4,000. I'm getting what for that?
Yes, you're getting a license to not to print money. That is a securities violation, and we would never do that. But no, you're not a license to print money. But here,
so
but
I
let me.
wanna know
But here's
what
a
am I
really.
buying when
But
I
here's
do
a
it?
really important point that we have to
Okay.
really make right now.
Yeah.
What you just said is how 90% of node licensed people selling you are going to pitch it, and they should probably go to jail.
And some
It's
have.
it isn't
And
it,
more
it
will.
isn't just printing money. We're not giving you a guarantee of commingled outcome. No, this is a license that produces a transaction that if you run this node at
Creates smart
99% 99% uptime, and that transaction happens at the end of the day, you have your nice little reward that you got for active participation.
It's validating contracts.
Okay.
Okay, so
But
every
I'm
day-
not doing it. My computer's doing
Yeah,
it.
You're
your,
no
Well,
longer-
actually, your computer's doing it.
Your
Huh?
software is doing it. You can
your
also
smart
node-
fridge could do it.
So the
Anywhere you
node
want.
lives on my computer?
You can
Oh,
node-
if you want to.
You can node it anywhere you want to.
Your
can-
smart
Okay.
fridge, right? I have to run a license on a smart fridge. Remind me to do that.
All right, so I
Because it'll do it. Yeah.
Most,
So I own a
most of us hire a server
yeah,
for like $1.95 a month
yeah.
to run our node.
But just
Okay.
remember, we don't node for nothing. I ain't doing it for free. I ain't Mother Teresa. I'm Texas.
Got it. So who's selling the nodes?
Okay, so that's a great question because that brings us into another part of our community. So we don't have some centralized guy smoking cigars so we'll get all that node money. That exchange only exists because it was a grant recipient of the value accumulated from the node. And that value that came, so the sales, who's selling the node, there was a voted upon, agreed upon third party called ProsperLink. Okay, and that third party has the rights to sell nodes and create creative ways to get the nodes sold, which we only have a little over 200,000. And just so you know, 10% of them are gone. You can't buy them. They're gone. 10%, or I'm sorry, 20%. 20%, I'm so sorry. They're gone.
How long has this been going on for?
1 year.
1 year.
The anniversary.
And
is
how much was
Saturday.
the
Oh,
node
yeah.
a year ago?
Around 2,500.
$2,500. So every
so it's already
1,000.
almost doubled.
Yes, but every node. So I want you to look at node like chickens
Okay.
and the coins like eggs, because I'm a little hillbilly.
Would you rather?
That
be
I do like making crypto though. But chickens are nodes.
Okay.
The tokens are the trusted smart chain coin is the egg.
Okay.
So every 1,000 sold
Yeah.
go up $100. So approximately every
node
every
price
the
goes
node
So
price.
the node is creating the token.
Yeah, yes sir.
And the tokens are getting sold, and the node increases in value.
Not about sold. So you skip the sold. There's no sold part.
There is no sold
It's
part.
not about that.
It's trade.
It's part
for
of the
use and
agreement.
trade.
Was we're gonna max it out at $10,000
All
per
right,
node.
so now-
no
now-
one's gonna ever buy a node.
Now, so that we can dumb it down,
Okay.
this is a guy who's sitting around saying, "I need $50 million to put up 3,000
Yep.
apartments." How do you guys create the 50 million so he can?
Great question.
Best question
So,
of the night.
so let me go through both sides of this because remember, we're not talking about one company. This is an ecosystem. You got your companies. Well, let me start first the top down. You got the exchange. Their exchange is fixing a problem in the market. The problem in the
Yeah.
market is hypothecation, naked short selling. Bad, right?
Bad.
Bad. Now we got companies. Companies that are ran by great people that have real value and they don't want to get shorted because they want to just do good business for their investors and for their families. Fair?
Good.
Okay. Now those companies get listed on the exchange because they are real, they can pay dividends, and they actually have a real company.
and they passed a Reg A.
And that's right. That's
approved and
verifiable. Good. Now, in order to light bulb moment incoming, if you listen. Now, in order to go put it on the exchange, they have to live. That exchange only exists because the node license money was a grant recipient to those guys. They got money to build that exchange. But one of the agreements is we will run that settlement we talked about on your node network. Every buy, sell, transfer is going to be on that TSC blockchain. So we have a centralized exchange, we have an exchange, and every buy, sell, transfer, they have to own our coin in order to move it, buy it, transact it. And in exchanges, you think transactions happen often? Oh, they do. Well, what I just described was a lot like Binance, a lot like pretty much, I mean, I could go through a lot. The crypto guys would understand, but most exchanges have that component. And that's cool, but it's not super cool. We're bringing something super, super cooler. Is that a word?
Yep, cooler's
Cooler.
good.
Way cooler. Because that ain't a light bulb moment. That's just a cool moment. You know, that first moment is just a, hey, they're doing something real moment, but I got two right hooks coming. Those coins that are locked up for consumer protection,
Yeah.
they're not, what's our coin name?
AAC.
AAC. It just sounds a lot like that one politician. So I'm doing my best.
Wait a minute, we're Canadian.
Oh, sorry. Okay, but AAC.
This, by the way, will work in Canada as well.
Of course.
Okay.
And worldwide.
Okay.
But that AAC coin, he needs to lock up that portion of it. He ain't doing it in AAC coin. And he ain't doing it in Canadian or US dollars. What's he doing it in? What ecosystem does he live on?
You're going to answer that question. That's why you're the guest.
I want your audience
and
to
I'm
answer
the
it.
interviewer.
I'll give a second. I want the audience. I'm going to give a ding, ding, ding. If they're not doing it in dollars.
Let me throw something in right here because I think there's one thing that we missed. And the most important thing is that node that the license that you have, that software that's running 24/7 on a computer, on a server somewhere, your reward for that every single day is tokens. You are earning tokens for that.
So kind of like mining.
Exactly
it is
like mining. It's every day. Boom.
Okay.
And
boom,
that
boom.
token is the native currency for this blockchain.
Yes, for the exchange.
For the blockchain.
Yes, yes.
Right. For the exchange too.
Yes.
But it is the native currency, and it is the trusted smart coin. So when you went into the casino and you traded your money, back to that analogy, your dollars for a casino chip, he's now trading his dollars for a trusted smart coin so he can now go pay his investors.
So I want to buy 10 nodes.
Okay.
And I said to you,
You got an application?
Yeah. Well, everywhere.
And
I
I
talked to
said
someone
to you-
yesterday. They want 30.
Press hard. Third
Okay.
copy is yours.
and then I say to you that I want to see this $50 million deal funded. Does that whole transfer, does that deal go through my nodes?
No, not necessarily. Inadvertently, some, but his business is his business. He's a
So
hard-working
he
person.
buys
does
the
his own business.
nodes.
He doesn't.
He doesn't buy any nodes.
The only thing he needs to do, and this is the point I was getting to,
Yeah.
was this. I'm now on the exchange. I've now got those coins. We're not doing it in dollars,
No.
and we're not doing it in his native coin because that exchange is living on our ecosystem.
Yeah.
He is highly incentivized and needs to go buy those coins from the ecosystem. And who do you think made those coins?
The nodes.
That's right. We don't node for nothing. Don't be nodophobic.
Okay. But at what point
Okay.
does the 50 million in fiat that the people he's dealing
That's
with
right.
expect? Where does that come in?
Because when that capital was raised, that money, okay.
So every node is the capital raise.
No, don't mix them.
The
Don't mix 'em.
tokenization,
That
the
company
tokens is where the money is coming.
No, because I think that some of these assumptions will confuse the audience. Be careful.
I'm just trying to make it clear.
Of course.
Where does the cash become a node or become a token? And when does the token or the node go back into the cash
Let
so
me
that the
answer
property
this.
can
I
be
got the answer
purchased?
to this. Let me answer this.
Yes.
Yeah.
His AAC token
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the trusted smart coin
Okay.
or the node owner, except in that the people that invested in his company, the $50 million, they are, just like shareholders get stocks
Yeah.
when they invest in a company. We're all familiar with that. You go buy shares or you make an investment, you get stocks. In his deal, they give him $50 million. Let's say it's 1 for 1.
But they're not giving it to him. They're buying the coin, the
Nope.
AAC coin.
No.
His coin.
It's his coin.
It's his
So
coin.
every time they buy his coin, he gets the money
He gets
for
the
it.
cash.
Yes.
And then he goes and builds the thing, and the
Yes.
coin goes up in value.
That the coin
That's a
goes up in
reasonable thing that
value.
could happen.
And those his coins are traded on our blockchain. So a person that owns the AAC token can buy or sell their tokens on the exchange.
All right. So how I'm hearing it now, because I'm starting to get a little smarter every 2 seconds here.
It's good. Good.
He decides that in order to raise money, instead of going to the banks or all that other
Or the
stuff,
stock market.
we create a coin.
Yep.
We put it through your system.
Reg A,
your
compliant,
Reg A,
got accepted,
compliant,
boom,
blah,
on the
blah,
exchange.
your
Yes.
exchange.
That's right.
Then your exchange puts it out to the world for people to buy the AAC coin.
Yes, but there
They buy
was a
it through-
private placement as well.
they-
Yes.
They buy it through your exchange. Your exchange is selling it, and how it's being sold is through these nodes.
No, the nodes are the cell phone towers the entire exchange works on.
Got it.
3 years from now, I don't want anyone to know what nodes.
Understood. But
cares,
it
you know?
is going through the node system.
Yep, that's right.
And the people
piping.
who own the nodes are receiving a portion of a payment for transacting.
That's
okay.
That's layer
So
one.
then,
Yeah, that's kind
so
of the first.
AAC has now been sold, and it's now sold $100 million worth. Let's say
Trading.
we started it at $1, it's trading up now, and it keeps going up in value. There's 100 million of these coins. Do we limit the number of coins AAC is going to
That's
be?
all up to the companies, but
And you guys organize all that.
that's up to the companies.
Because no,
and
he
their
doesn't know anything
consultants.
about all that stuff. So you guys know all that stuff. So he's going to come to you and say,
There will,
okay,
I can't.
let's do
We
this.
have to speak. We have because we're talking about lots of money. And
Yeah.
We're talking about things that have rules. I've seen a lot of people in crypto just say things flippantly. I have to be careful.
Understood.
So those things are agreements between an exchange and themselves and a coin. There will be consultants along the way how to stay
Of course.
legal, ethical, and have value.
Right.
It
But a
can-
guy who's developing a property doesn't have any
He
clue
just
on
wants to raise money,
So
right? You want to
he's-
raise money and do
He
value.
just wants to raise the money.
That's the easy
build
part.
up the property.
Build,
What you're
baby,
talking
build,
about. That's right. Build, baby, build. What I'm saying is, let everybody do what they already do.
Right.
But this isn't confusing for anyone except if you want to
No, it's getting
understand.
less confusing.
That's
as we
right.
talk.
But if you want to get that whole ecosystem, when that light bulb goes off, you're like, oh crap, this could change the world.
We're just not quite
Wait.
there yet.
Yeah, because
the light
it's gotta
bulb
be
hasn't gone
built.
off yet,
And
but we're getting there.
If we're not,
getting
if it wasn't in this format, this could be done easy in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So what if he agrees and says, "Okay, I wanna do it your way"?
Okay.
What would be the next step?
Okay, well now he's got his raise. He's got $50 million, and now he's got 45 liquid. You know what I'm saying? He's got 5 locked up.
No, it hasn't happened yet. He just said to you, "Yes, okay, I agree."
Okay,
So
here's
what
a
happens next?
Here's a consultant. I heard one on stage today. Maybe it was Sky Capital or Doggy Capital. I don't remember what they said, but maybe we introduced them to some strategic partners. You go get the capital raise. You're consulted along the way to do it compliant. Now that is done. We've raised that money.
Right.
Okay, and I say we. I'm talking about the strategic partners that have been aligned and helped you do that. Well,
Yeah.
now you got it. You got 45 million liquid. You got 5 million locked up. That 5 million ain't in dollars, and it's important. It's not in dollars. It's not in cash. It's in the native token that he lives on.
So the people that you're involved with
Okay.
are looking for real world assets so that that's the light bulb.
Yeah,
moment.
but your audience haven't got it yet. Now you look at that smile.
Yeah.
The audience ain't got it yet, and when they do, we ain't gonna be able to respond to emails fast
We're
enough.
not quite there yet, but we're getting close.
Got it.
Hold on.
There's another light bulb
There
moment
is,
coming.
hey, and it's the right hook. Please,
We just-
because my ADD is killing me. Because I can do this presentation in 25 minutes, 30 minutes, but I have to like web it like with a marker, and I literally begged the cruise ship for a marker, and they wouldn't give me one. Okay, so here
So the simple fact is that by him accepting this and doing it will increase the likelihood of the next developer doing it and the next investor
Hold on.
being involved. And then everybody is now starting. Then he can go into another big project.
kind of.
And all of these other people can start building affordable housing.
Kind of.
And we can solve both problems.
Yeah, yes. The answer is yes, kind of. Okay, and reverse it.
We're getting close.
Because first off, a couple key
That's
things.
the value to
If
that's the value to the real world asset, but you still haven't quite gathered the value of the note owner yet.
I hope he can edit my face out because my ADD is like.
Well, the note owner is
I'm
sitting there
so-
waiting
I'm
for
like,
some assets to
Just
be able
go.
to.
You just go. Go.
Sorry. No,
Go.
but I think that's why you were like, Ben, just do it because it kills me. And I'm not trying to do it rudely. When you understand what we understand, he doesn't have to do this. He's crushed it in life. Go, like Segnetti, Google me, right? Like crushed it. Like, sure, this is a stud right here. I'm honored to work with the guy. Now that means
Right
that
back in.
I'm a young guy, but I never had the wins that you had,
Thank
and I love this, and I had the wins Matt had. I've made millions.
You're right on the big win right now.
I know,
This is
I
the
know.
biggest
Hey,
one
listen,
we've
I
ever
walked away
participated in.
from
That's why I'm
6
here.
figures with 2 to 3 Zoom calls a month to come because I had to participate here. When you're about to get that light bulb moment, and I hope you are too. Don't be notophobic. Okay. We're gonna go back
Not being
and
offensive,
I'm
but-
gonna
No.
go back